What's going on, Geeks and Gamers? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and welcome to Gaming with Geeks. And a couple days ago, we had that really interesting live stream reveal from Boss Logic doing the digital art on about a 7-hour stream with Ubisoft to reveal the setting for the new Assassin's Creed game, and we did get confirmed that it would be Vikings Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which personally I'm looking forward to a lot for a couple different reasons. But you have a couple people that are upset for a variety of different reasons. Now, when I was watching that stream, one of the things I saw were a lot of people talking about they wanted a more of an RPG element, kind of like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. A lot of other people were saying no RPG. That was basically going back and forth in the chat a ton. But some other people decided to focus on some other things that were going on, namely Paul Tassi right here. You can see this. The Last of Us 2 spoilers and sexism plague Assassin's Creed Valhalla review, because that's all these people can see is a couple comments that aren't the right way that they want you to think. And that's all it takes. In a live stream that had tens of thousands of people watching, they catch a couple comments that are wrong think, and they feel like that's a problem for the entirety of the fan base. Paul Tassi right here at Forbes. Yesterday, Ubisoft did something pretty cool. They revealed the next Assassin's Creed game with a day-long stream of artist Boss Logic creating art for a game in Photoshop. It became pretty clear the setting would be Viking era after a couple hours. Hard to hide those ships, and there is the finished one, and I'll overlay that so you guys can see it. Really cool that you were able to see that live and what he was able to do. It's a neat concept, but was it impossible to recommend that anyone actually tune into the stream? Why? Take your pick. Last of Us 2 spoilers or rampant sexism. Now, we're not going to talk too much about these because obviously we have strikes on this channel for talking about Last of Us spoilers. Heaven forbid anyone do that. And I have 2 strikes on my personal channel, 1 strike on this channel. So we won't talk too much about that. But needless to say, as with anything on the internet, there are going to be people that troll. There are going to be people that do that. A lot of people posting exactly what happened. That's the way the internet is. So if you want to avoid spoilers, you have to avoid the internet. You're not going to be able to shut down everybody. Naughty Dog, Sony, you're not going to be able to shut down everyone. Paul Tassi, I'm really sorry that your day was ruined by seeing spoilers on a chat with literally tens of thousands of people watching. I guess get over it. That's all I have to say. It's disappointing if you do get spoiled for something, but going on to watch something related to gaming when maybe the biggest leak in gaming history has just happened, don't be surprised if you see it there. That's all I'm saying. As the day continued, it didn't stop. Hours later, you could still tune in, and within a few minutes, those Last of Us 2 spoilers would appear again. It wasn't just a meme at the start. It was something that ran all day long and was impossible to avoid, especially on YouTube, which seemed even less moderated than Twitch. All about censoring speech, these people are. They want freedom of the press, but they don't want freedom of speech for anyone else. That led into the second item. For most of the stream, Boss Logic was hiding the central figure in the middle of the piece, but then near the end he started filling it in, and eventually you could see that with a beard being colored in, this character was male, even if you couldn't fully see the face. Now, this is where they get into what an issue it is that people would possibly want a male protagonist. Never mind the fact that there's no doubt the majority of people that will be consuming Assassin's Creed Valhalla are male. They definitely are. And with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we saw that you had a choice. You could play a male or a female character. And what happened? The vast majority of those people selected the male character to play. And if I was going to market my game, even if you could choose, you have to appeal to your base, the biggest amount of people. That makes market sense. That makes philosophical sense to do something like that. As opposed to just kind of pushing an agenda regardless of what happens to your sales. But Paul Tassi didn't really like this. This naturally set off a very gross maelstrom of chat comments. Ubisoft has never committed to making a solo female assassin in any of its major Assassin's Creed releases outside of minor titles. I'm sorry that you think Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation's a minor title. Do you think it that way because it's just a female? I don't know, Paul Tassi. Eventually, they started introducing a choice in some games, picking between male and female Fry siblings in Syndicate, or most recently, again, picking between siblings Cassandra and Alexios in Odyssey, though the choice was permanent for the duration of the game. I previously stated, this is not a surprise by Paul Tassi. I previously said it was a big mistake in Odyssey to even have that choice. As with the majority of players playing Alexios, they missed out on playing Cassandra, genuinely one of the best video game characters to be introduced this decade. Well, I played as Alexios, and I didn't have any interest in choosing the female, and I had a great experience playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I don't know what that says. I did hope that with a rumored Viking game coming, we could see a Shield Maiden lead. I want a female lead. Paul Tassi, listen, there's no one there that's going to sleep with you. All right, no matter how hard you virtue signal, they won't. I did hope that with the rumored Viking game coming, we could see a Shield Maiden lead. But once again, that beard showed up. A male protagonist was confirmed at least as an option. The problem was reacting by chat. Or the problem was the reaction by chat to this, where a large number of fans were actually celebrating the fact that it wasn't a woman that was revealed as the main character in the image. Among the statements yesterday, no female, I'm happy. We need a male character. Yes, it's not a stupid woman. And they multiply this by several hundred, and it's a pretty representative sample. Sigh. So this guy is upset that people are voicing their opinions. I wish we were better than this as a society. Again, he's taking a couple comments on multiple streams of this between Ubisoft North America, Ubisoft Europe. It was multicast everywhere, and on Twitch. Who knows how many people were actually watching this thing? But you pick out a couple of these comments and post it in this, and you think anyone's going to care? Does anybody care about this? About what a couple people are saying? No, they don't, Paul Tassi. And then eventually, the next day, we had the cinematic trailer reveal. Lethal Lightning did a great reaction to it on this channel. Caught some good traction right away. I'd recommend you checking that out if you have not watched the cinematic trailer yet. No gameplay or anything like that, just a cinematic where we were introduced to this character, Ivor, who is a male. And then you had more people upset that it was too male-focused, just like Paul Tassi. That's all these people care about. It's a white male lead. How dare they? But then we found out this. Assassin's Creed Valhalla female Ivor revealed by special edition statue. And it ended up being the case that just like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you can choose whether your character will be male or female. One of the interesting things is that the lead for Assassin's Creed Valhalla said that both choices will be canon, but they're not going to get into that discussion. Which I do think is interesting, knowing a little bit about Norse mythology. There's a couple things that I could say, maybe to say, oh, maybe this is what they mean by that, but I don't know. We'll learn more about that as we get closer to the game, and we will get a gameplay reveal very soon. I'm excited about that. But look at this. Assassin's Creed Valhalla female Ivor revealed by special edition statue. Despite outrage expressed by some players over Assassin's Creed Valhalla's treatment of gender, a collectible statuette has unveiled female Ivor. Now, I do think it's interesting. I am sure there's going to be some people that are upset that if you buy this collector's edition, that you don't necessarily have a choice. You have to get the female version of Ivor, even though, like, paying $200 to get that big statue, I might want to play the character who I actually want to play. I can see a lot of people, having misgivings about that and maybe not wanting to get the special edition just because of that reason. But let's take a look at what they say. The game's recent announcement trailer exclusively featured the male version, so players have been left wondering what its female counterpart looked like until now. Anyone familiar knows the gameplay and tonal shift occurred between Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Origins. Accordingly, one would assume that the brunt of any controversy stirred up by announcement in the vein of the latter game would be about the series and this is where this pissed me off, because this author, who is this? Philip Tinner. Again, no one there is going to sleep with you, buddy. He says, you'd think that they would be upset about the RPG element. And they were. If you look in the chat, I was watching this stuff. There was more stuff in there about the RPG back and forth between people in chat arguing about it than there was about gender. Way more. I was watching it live. I know it happened. Stop trying to create these situations and where you feel the entire world is just sexist, because they're not. The actual topic which many have taken the issue with is the fact that players can choose to play as a man or a woman who are going through the motions while selectively falling back on the popular historical inaccuracy argument, despite Assassin's Creed Valhalla's focus or focal inclusion of Scandinavian mythological characters and creatures. Ubisoft seemed to anticipate the ire of these unfortunate events, opting only to show the male Ivor in the announcement trailer. Fans wondering about the alleged female flavor of Ivor needed to look no further than this official listing for the collector's edition, like I said, with that statuette. It's a strange way to reveal only, or to unveil one of only two variants for sure, but it doesn't reek too strongly of any malice on Ubisoft's part. The company stated elsewhere that already had plans to show off an in-game version of female Ivor in the post-announcement trailers, so the focus thus far on male Ivor is probably mostly a bid to drip-feed information and seems motivated only by a splash of cowardice. All these people, you realize they're trying to sell the most amount of games they can. That's one thing I don't think these people understand sometimes. Like we talked about, despite whatever you want to make, whatever you hear, despite how many people are playing Candy Crush on a mobile phone, the majority of the audience wants to play as a male character if given the option. We've seen that. That's just the case. So that doesn't mean that you can't have a female character. I'm fine with there being a female Ivor. I'm also fine with them not focusing the reveal to the world on that female Ivor, because more people are going to play as the male character. Bottom line, that's what's going to happen. It's not because people are sexist. It's not because people are judgmental. It's just how people are, and that's who plays video games. Bottom line. So let's get back to this article. Ubisoft's aware of its male-dominated audience and was certainly taking notes from the sidelines when a vocal minority within the gaming community frothed at the mouth over a woman and people of color fighting alongside white men in EA's Battlefront 5, causing an image problem that helped kill the expensive venture less than 2 years after launch. There was a lot of things that killed Battlefield 5 and a lot of problems with their PR and a lot of problems that your core fan base was irritated at when you decided to take a very historically accurate game and throw identity politics into it. Yeah, surprise, surprise. That happens. Luckily, that eye-roll inducing group of players doesn't define the massive audience that AAA launches draw, so it's unlikely the internet will tear its hair out and fling vitriol through gritted, tear-strewn teeth when Ubisoft chooses to properly reveal female Ivor. Again, the way this person is just disregarding such a... they say that it's a very small group, so why are you so focused on it? That's my thing. Why are you so focused on this very small group of people if that's who you say it is? But again, you have these people reacting to the reaction for Assassin's Creed. Me personally, I am really excited for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm a sucker for the Assassin's Creed games. I do know they're very repetitive. I did think it got a little stale. I liked where the franchise started heading with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I know a lot of people disagree with me because that's what the disagreements are actually about. The RPG element. Should it be in-game? Should it not? I liked the step they took. I'm hoping that they really kind of perfect it with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but we will see. Looking forward to that actual gameplay, and we get to see that. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Make sure you smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I will talk to you guys later.